He doesn't know me. I don't really know him. His name is John Douglas. He's an author. And here's what his tweet says. His tweet says, "The inevitable collapse of modern entertainment is happening before our eyes. The bad products by terrible creatives propped up by a falling structure is going to be one of the most amazing destructive scenes you will ever see. Indie creators, get your work out there. People's hunger for entertainment doesn't go away just because their old supply of it does."
Wow.
So he's talking about a supply and demand issue, and he's saying that we need indie creators. I don't know if I'd describe it as a need for indie creators. I'd describe it more of as a counterculture group, a group that intentionally, it must be intentional. It can't just be accidental. They have to intentionally seek to say the opposite of the narrative that is destroying our culture. So this has to be very intentional. It has to be a brave act. It's not enough to be like, "Oh, I accidentally walked into that." That's not enough. Real skin in the game, real stakes. You have to be willing to be canceled. You have to be willing to be destroyed. You have to be willing to say things other people will not say, and do it in a very brave way. So this is what artists were always meant to do in the first place. We were always supposed to be doing this. We're not supposed to be just doing what we're told in Hollywood. That's not art. That's not what art was meant to be. Art was always daring and changing people's minds and challenging people to change their thinking. They were doing that in medieval Europe. Like, they were offending people. They've been doing it all around the globe. They have people in China right now who are artists who are speaking against communism. These are real artists, all right? So, a convenient or inconvenient message, that's not what we're here to do. What we're here to do is intentionally speak things that are offensive. And by the way, he also has another tweet that I also shared before this one, and it says, "Now more than ever, genuineness and authenticity are the gold standard in indie spaces. It can't be faked. Real, recognize real. In whatever you do, do it with your whole heart, because when you aren't genuine, people can tell and act accordingly." And that's the point I was making. This has to be authentic. It has to be real. And real people can see it. They can see if it's fake. And they're not interested in fake stuff. They're not interested in you just backing into some argument. "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, oops." That's not authentic. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. I feel that there's a lot to talk about here, because it's not just about an artist's attitude, like the stakes involved. It's also about how do you repair a society that's collapsing. So this isn't just about culture, but we're going to talk about the cultural side of it. So we can't speak about all the other stuff. Like, let's just say our society collapses financially. Like, that's not up to culture people to solve that problem. That's more up to policymakers, government people, to decide, like, are we going to allow currency competition? Are we going to go back to a gold standard? All that stuff. But, which I'm a fan of the gold standard. I think that's timeless solution. But that's not what you're here to hear. You're not here to hear me talk about the gold standard, right? But what I believe is that there is also a timeless solution to culture collapse and culture issues and rebuilding culture. And that timeless solution is brave messages of truth. There is nothing else that is as effective as brave messages of truth.